What's up, travellers? Welcome back to the channel. SJ Aviation HQ here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have another one of these model reviews for you guys today. This is the model review of the Qatar Airways Airbus A380-800 released by JC Wings in 1/5 scale. But of course, before we go any further into today's video, go ahead and drop a thumbs up below. Great indication of how much you enjoy today's content, and of course the movement that I have here on the channel at the moment. Some more model reviews are coming out very soon, and the likes of the unboxings of my pre-orders for NG models, and of course my recent acquisitions from the exchange mall. It was a couple of months ago in August, I believe. So if you want to come along and tune into that, go ahead and subscribe below, and of course while you're there, ding the bell icon to be notified as soon as those videos go live here on the channel. As mentioned, the model review of the Qatar Airways Airbus A380-800 released in 1/4 scale. This is one of the two releases by JC Wings. Before we go any further into the video in terms of showcasing the box for you guys, I'm going to read out some information about Qatar Airways as an airline, and then some information about this particular aircraft that we're looking at today in terms of the airframe. So, founded on November the 22nd of 1993, Qatar Airways is the flag carrier airline of Qatar and is headquartered at the Qatar Airways Qatar in Doha. The airline operates to over 150 international destinations across Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas, and Oceania, which of course includes Australia and New Zealand. From its major hub at Doha Hamad International Airport. According to planespotters.net, Qatar Airways operates an aircraft fleet consisting of 260 aircraft, which includes 8 Airbus A380-800 Super Jumbos, taking the delivery of their first A380 registered Alpha 7-Alpha Papa Charlie on December the 1st of 2014. Qatar Airways' fleet entirely has a combined average age of almost 10 years. On October the 30th of 2013, Qatar Airways became the 10th member of the One World Airline Alliance. So going into some information about this particular airframe now, this aircraft here has the MSN number, or the manufacturer serial number, of 254, meaning that this aircraft was the 254th Airbus A380 to roll out for Airbus. This aircraft is an Airbus A380-800, specifically an 861, which of course is the Airbus designated code for Airbus built aircraft that are equipped with Engine Alliance GP engines. This aircraft performed its first flight on December the 12th of 2017, and as mentioned is a 7-year-old Airbus A380. They wore the test registration of Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha Juliet, which of course is F-WWAJ. For those people that aren't too familiar with the phonetic alphabet, this aircraft was built and produced in Toulouse, France. Of course, that is where the main factory plant is for Airbus, mainly where the wide bodies built these days in terms of the A330neo family and the A350 family as well, including the likes of the A350-1000 and the A350-1000 ULR, which is a projected aircraft soon to be delivered to Qantas in the near future. And of course they do have the factory out in Hamburg, just southwest of the main international airport in Hamburg. I'll put the details about the airport in the bottom of the screen right about now for you guys. So anyone who may be interested can go and check it out via Flight Radar or Google Maps or something. And this aircraft is currently parked in Doha, I believe. We're in the registration of Alpha 7-Alpha Papa Juliet, or A7-APJ. This aircraft was delivered to Qatar Airways on April the 24th of 2018 and is equipped with 4 Engine Alliance GP 7270 Echo engines, and was ferried between Toulouse and Doha in Qatar on April the 24th and 25th of 2018 on its delivery flight. So that's the information out of the way for you guys. So let's go ahead and check out the box. As mentioned in my most recent model review of the Air Japan 787-8, if you missed out on that, it's in the top right corner right about now, right about here. This is the main details on the JC Wings boxes these days. Very similar to Aviation 400, but in all respect, JC Wings did come out with this this design first. But anyway, here we have the Qatar Airways logo here, looking very nice indeed, and the burgundy kind of banner there on the top of the box. Here we have the word mark Airbus in the Airbus font. Here we have the Airbus A380-800 text there, also in the Airbus font. Here we have the Qatar Airways emblem there, looking fantastic indeed, nicely enlarged. Would have been, not being picky here, but it would have been cool had they just left it in, in the lines instead of going over, bleeding it over it. But anyway, that's just being picky. Here we have the Airbus A380-800 text again in the Airbus font. And here we have the 2D rendering of this beautiful aircraft. And then we have the Airbus A380 text here again. On the bottom of the panel, of the box, my bad, here we have the same details, the logo of the airline, the die-cast aircraft model, and of course the scale. Airbus A380, 800 just here, A380 here, and the barcode there. Identical to the bottom panel is the right panel. Only thing that's not on this one is the barcode. Identical on the top panel. And again, identical on the left panel. Very cool. On the bottom panel, in terms of the back of the box, we have the Qatar Airways logo here on the top left corner of the box. Here we have some diagrams of this aircraft, the top view, and the side-on view and the top view. And the only other difference on this side is the specifications of the Airbus A380, looking fantastic indeed. The warning information in various languages, made in China, and everything else is identical to the top of the box. Very cool indeed. Of course, this is a recent acquisition in my collection. I did replace the older A380 that I used to have in terms of Qatar Airways, Qatar Airways A380. I did used to have the Phoenix mold, but of course the Phoenix mold, not really one of my favourite molds in terms of the 380 these days. I think my favourite mold that I haven't had already is probably the Aviation 400. I am definitely needing to get one of them. The only thing that is stopping me from getting it is the price of them. But I suppose, like everyone says, you get what you pay for. In that respect, that is very, very true. But in terms of the 380 molds these days, I do quite like Phoenix. Or going back to what I said a few seconds ago, the roundness of the cockpit is quite nice. This mold here on the JC Wings model you'll be seeing in today's video is the same as the Gemini Jets mold. So you'll be seeing that in a few moments time as I showcase the model up close to the camera. A bit of a fun fact for those before we go ahead and showcase the model for you guys. The Airbus A380 production line, the building that production line was in, is now the production line for the Airbus A321neo family. So that's very cool. The XLR and the LR, I believe, are still being built in Hamburg, and some of them may be being built in Toulouse, France as well. But anyway, that would do it for this portion of the video, guys. The reading out of the information about the airline and the aircraft, and the showcasing of the box. So let's go ahead and check out the model. And here is the absolutely gorgeous Airbus A380 for Qatar Airways, looking fantastic indeed. This, of course, is the JC Wings mold. In this portion of the video, I'm going to showcase the model up close to the camera for you guys, or at least trying to, because this model is absolutely heavy. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's content. Let's go ahead and start the review of this aircraft. Let's go ahead and zoom in for you guys. This aircraft is quite chock-a-block in terms of the details. As I mentioned, very heavy. But here we have the forward part of the fuselage. Not everyone's favourite mould. I just have noticed just here there is a little bit of scratching in terms, or peeling in terms of the paint there, but not too bad for me in general. Of course, as I mentioned, not everyone's favourite mould of the 380. As you can see, it is quite flat here. In terms of the curviness or the shape of the fuselage, I think I would go for someone like Phoenix models as a an alternate for Aviation 400. Aviation 400 would probably be the best 380 mold in terms of the market at the moment, but of course my wallet doesn't agree. So JC Wings is the main reason I got this model is of course because I wanted a Qatar Airways 380 aircraft in my collection. But here we have at the front portion of the aircraft, the pointy end of this aircraft, we see the nose cone here. Now that underneath that is where the weather radar is located. Now the weather radar is used to detect storms along the flight path of a flight, and of course to give the pilots a visual indication of the rainfall intensity ahead of them, also providing the ins and outs of whether there is any possible turbulence ahead of them as well. This enables the crew to navigate around any potential hazardous areas along the assigned flight plan for the aircraft, or at least the flight. Here we have the cockpit windows looking rather nice indeed. One thing I should provide as a disclaimer: the brightness in my room at the moment is showcasing this aircraft to be a lot brighter than it is. So that is of course whether you want to get this model yourself. It is the grey colour is what you would expect for a Qatar Airways aircraft. It's just not as bright as what you can see on the screen at the moment. Here are some details here. Not too sure what these are. Maybe there's the angle of attack for the 380. Of course, the AOA sensor, or the angle of attack sensor, offers a visual indication of the amount of lift the wings are generating at a given airspeed or angle of bank. Right on the side of the aircraft, right here, we can see the pitot tubes. Now the pitot tubes are used to measure fluid flow velocity during a flight. Very cool indeed. Here is the nose gear of this aircraft, looking fabulous indeed. You can see it rolls freely on here just now. Right here we have Papa Juliet, the last two digits of this registration, as of course, or this aircraft registration, which of course is Alpha 7-Alpha Papa Juliet. Here, right in the middle of the shot, we can see one of 8 doors on the side of this aircraft, on this side of the aircraft at least. There are 8 more on the other side, of course. This is the Lima 1 boarding door, one of 2 main boarding doors on this aircraft. The other one is located right here. I could be wrong. This one here could also be a boarding door as well. Not too familiar with the boarding of an A380. Here we have, right to the right of that, we can see the One World emblem. Now, Qatar Airways became the 10th member of the One World Alliance on October the 30th of 2013, so that's pretty nice information for you guys. Moving down the aircraft ever so slowly, we have the very large billboard titles or typeface of Qatar. Quite famously known for that Qatar Airways doesn't use the word Airways on the side of the aircraft. Also a bit like Qantas doesn't as well, and of course Emirates Airlines or Airline, they don't use the word airline on the aircraft as well, it's just Emirates. But very cool indeed. Same with Etihad Airways, I think. Etihad only has the word Etihad on their newer livery anyway. But here on the top of the fuselage, just here, we can see 3 main things here. We can see the first antenna on top of the fuselage. There is one on the bottom. I can feel just now. I will show that in a moment. Here we have the SATCOM or the Wi-Fi dome that provides the IFE on board the aircraft behind each of the seats. And right behind that we can see the dual beacon light on this aircraft. Of course the 380 is known as the Super Jumbo, so that is basically why this aircraft has two beacon lights next to each other. This aircraft here, specifically the Qatar Airways 380, is nicknamed the Super Q on a particular YouTube channel known as Sid Squad. If you don't know who Sid Squad is, they host live streams at an array of different airports, mainly Sydney in Australia. Go ahead and check them out if you wish to. There is a shout out link in the description below, or you can go ahead and check it out via the card in the top right corner if you wish to. But here we have the Lima 2-door right now in the middle of the shot, and right at the bottom here we can see the bottom antenna just here. Right here I believe is the pedostatic system, and now the pedostatic system is used to determine an aircraft's airspeed, Mach number, altitude and altitude trend. Very cool indeed. Now I'm trying to locate it here, but I believe it might be this here. I think it's either this here or this here. That is, of course, what I'm talking about is the wing light that is used to illuminate light onto the leading edge of the wing into the engines as well. Very cool indeed, of course, during night operations. I am finding that there is a lot of scratching in terms of the paint chipping as well, like right here on the fairing of the aircraft. I didn't actually notice this when I unboxed the aircraft, to be honest, so this is but the first time seeing this. And you can see the paint bleeding or the scratching just here. The finishing of this aircraft isn't exactly great, but it does the job in my opinion. I'm not going to see it that much out on my airport. It's not something I'm going to be sitting down and noticing anyway. But anyway, here is the Lima 3-door. As I mentioned, one of the other main boarding doors on the aircraft. I could probably tell that it is a boarding door, as of course it has the one world emblem next to it as well, same as the one here. Should have this one at the rear of the aircraft as well. Okay, it doesn't, never mind. Right here we have the Arabic wording for Qatar. I believe it's read from right to left. Here we have the next antenna on top of the fuselage. This, of course, is the second one. And here we have, I believe this is the Lima 3-door, mainly an emergency exit door, as of course is located on top of the wing here. Here is the Lima 5-door, an emergency exit door via the top of the aircraft, the top deck of the 380. Same as the Alpha 6 and Alpha 7 doors. They are mainly emergency exit doors, I believe. Now here is the wing of the aircraft. I believe this here is the number 2 engine. What engine is this? This is the Engine Alliance GP7270 Echo engine. Sorry if the volume just crept up a little bit. Here is the vortex generator right in the middle of the shot. That is used. The purpose of this is to deflect any air going straight onto the wing, the fairing of the wing. Of course, those pockets of those vortex things you can see going over the top of the wing during the event of liftoff. Very cool. And then, of course, you can see some details on the pylon as well. Looking rather nice if I can get it to focus. There you go. Very, very nice. Here is the side of the engine here with the emblem or the logo marker of Qatar Airways. Here is the number 1 engine. I wonder if I can get it to focus on the number 1 engine. There we go. Looking quite nice indeed. The interior of the engines, pretty standard in my opinion. The fan blades looking quite nice there with the spinner of the engine there in the middle of the shot. Looking really, really good. Good that is. And the engine exhaust as well. Here is where the lights would be. I'm surprised that there is no navigation light on this wing. The JC wings did miss out quite a bit on this aircraft. Quite lacking in my opinion. I don't say that too much in terms of model reviews, but here, Right in the middle of the shot is the wing fence for the 380. Very large. If you see it in person, it is quite sizable. And I think right there in the middle of the shot, in the where like in the middle of the shot is a little light to showcase where the end of the wing is. As of course, the wingspan of the 380 is quite staggering when you see this aircraft in person. The 38, you can never underestimate the size of the A380. It is a big, big aircraft. I remember seeing the Emirates 380 that I saw back in March, I believe, when I was up there, up in Christchurch, in New Zealand, and I saw the Emirates new livery in person. And I took my eye away from my eyepiece of my camera, and that's when I realised the enormity of the aircraft. So you can never underestimate the aircraft of the 380. I find the 380 is not my favourite aircraft in the world, but it is quite a feat of aviation. The fact that people located in this part of the aircraft, upwards of 6 feet tall, or just a little bit over that, are able to get this size of an aircraft airborne, and then get it on the ground again. It's quite unbelievable in terms of thinking about it like that. That's one of the main things that got me into aviation. If you're interested in terms of that sort of thing, but otherwise I just thought that planes were cool, so that's what got me into it as well. Okay, so back to the review here. On the top of the fuselage, we can make out the next antenna. Right here in the middle of the shot, we can see the flag of Qatar right there, and on the bottom of the of right here we can see the registration of the aircraft, Alpha 7 Alpha Papa Juliet, and right here we can see the Lima 8 door. It could be used as a boarding door via the apron of an aircraft, but mainly boarded by the jetways at the front of the aircraft. Very cool. And before I showcase the tail fin, I'm just going to back away just a little bit, so I can try to focus on it. Here is the very, very big and tall tail fin of the Airbus A380, and of course the size of the Qatar Airways logo. Very cool indeed. Of course, I believe this is somewhat like an antelope. I know it's called the oryx or something. I believe that's something like an antelope. I will put some details in the bottom of the screen right about now for you guys. Very cool indeed. But I do quite again, the side of the 380. The tail fin can leap above the roof of a terminal quite easily, depending on where it is. Here is the elevator of this aircraft. You can somewhat see in the middle of the shot that you can see easily on this side. Right there. If I'm able to put some lighting on it. Right there. You can see the tail light on that side of the elevator. That I should try and see if I can. You can kind of see it in the middle of the shot there. They are tail lights to provide light onto the tail fin during the event of night operations, also known as the logo light, as of course the logo is on the tail fin. Provided to give a visual indication to the people in the control tower to know who the operator of the aircraft is, and of course can be used as a marketing tool to anyone within or around an airfield, to give them the sense of wanting to fly the aircraft or the airline. And right here in the middle of the shot, if I can try, I'm just trying to grip the aircraft again. Here we have the wedge-shaped APU design of the Airbus A380, similar to the likes of the Boeing 777. Very cool indeed. And of course the APU standing for the auxiliary power unit. I believe that grey dot is kind of like an air vent or something, I'm not too sure. But there's another look of the APU. Rather nice indeed. Let's have a look at the opposite side of the aircraft, the other main differences. At the front here we can see the forward baggage compartment right there. In the backward part of the aircraft we can see the rear baggage compartment just here with another one right behind it. And another one of the main differences is, surprisingly, on this side of the aircraft you have a green navigation light. On the other side it would be red, but of course there was no navigation light on this side, as you can see, quite unfocused. But anyway, that is mainly the main differences there. Somewhat of an air vent as well just there. Other main differences that everything else is basically flipped around. Right here is engine number 3 and engine number 4, looking rather nice indeed. Now on the bottom of the aircraft, I'm surprised that I'm able to hold the aircrafts for this long, as it is a very heavy model. But here we have the landing gear doors, or the nose gear door. That's of course where the nose gear would retract into or extend out of. Very nice, very nicely done. Here is the belly titles of Qatar Airways, the indents of where the landing gear doors would be. Very cool indeed. There's the beacon light and the stand hole just there. Let me try and zoom in a little bit more and zoom up and focus on it for you guys. There you go. There is the landing gear of this aircraft, looking quite remarkable indeed. They do roll. This one does tilt. They tilt backwards. I'll show you a side profile in a moment. They do tilt. They do roll. Looking rather nice. Looking down the rest of the aircraft before I go and showcase the landing gear. Just there in the middle of the shot, you can just make it out. That of course is the entryway to the APU, looking rather nice indeed. And the underside of the wing, looking rather nice. The flaps and the slats and those sort of like canoe-like devices here. And on this side we can see the registration of the aircraft, Alpha 7-Alpha Papa Juliet. And before I put the model down, here is the side profile of the landing gear. And focus please, there we go. As you can see, the tilt of the gears, rather nice. Here is the ones that are on the belly. Very nice. These ones kind of move around a bit. Very cool. And that shall do it. Just going to try and put the model down for a moment and zoom out again. Apologies there. Get the model into the shot. I would highly recommend getting this aircraft. The only thing that kind of disappointed me a lot, well not a lot, but a little bit, OCD type stuff, is the paint scratching, or things like that around this part of the aircraft, right here, and of course the finishing on the horizontal line where the grey meets the white. It's also why I kind of got rid of my or replaced this aircraft with the replaced it I got rid of the Phoenix mold and got this one, if that's what I'm trying to say. Basically because Phoenix models have this issue of keeping their horizontal lines straight, like the bleeding and everything. That kind of got me now, like the OCD again. It kind of got me frustrated, I guess, looking at it, and it was too noticeable, if you get what I mean. So I got this one instead. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video, the model review of the Qatar Airways Airbus A380 by JC Wings. If you'd like to go ahead and get one yourselves. Of course, highly recommended. Of course, the problems that I have with this one may not be on the one that you get, or it may also be a production issue as well. Not too sure, but go ahead and get one if you want to get one yourself. If you did enjoy today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up below. It would be a great indication of how much you enjoy this video and of course the content here on this channel. If you'd like to come along and view more content like this, I highly recommend you go ahead and subscribe to the channel below. And of course, while you're there, ding the bell icon. A great way to get the notifications on for videos as soon as they go live onto the channel. And of course, the liking of this video, leaving a thumbs up, and of course, the subscribing to the channel as well. The two most freest ways to get to support the channel even further, as of course I mentioned before. If you'd like to go ahead and support me on my social media channels and of course see what I host on there, go ahead and scan the QR code you can see on the screen now. It will lead you straight to my Asian International Airports Instagram page, the one place to get all of the information about my airports network, to see model photos as well, and of course the ins and outs about who is starting new services to my airport, etc. like that, and of course updates regarding my airport's website. In terms of the website, the link is in the description below. Go ahead and check it out via a PC, a laptop, an iPad, or a tablet device. The bigger the screen, the better. I highly recommend not checking the website out via an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy device or a mobile device in general. The resolution of or the size of the screen depends on whether you see the website as it was designed. The best way to view it is as I mentioned, a PC, a laptop, or an iPad or tablet or something like that. The bigger the screen, the better, as I mentioned before. If you'd like to go ahead and scan the QR code you can see on the screen now, that will lead you straight to my Linktree page that has all of my links in one full place, including that website, and of course including the Infinite Flight Instagram page that I have as well, showcasing the whereabouts of where I am at the moment in terms of my world tour that I'm doing on Infinite Flight. If you would like to go straight ahead and go straight to the Instagram page, the QR code will be flashing on your screen right about now for you guys. But of course, if you don't have the means to scan any of those QR codes that I just showcased on the screen a moment ago or throughout the last few minutes, there are some additional links in the description below to lead you where you need to go. So that would do it for today's video, guys. As I mentioned, if you'd like to support this video even more, go ahead and leave a thumbs up below, subscribe, and of course ding the bell icon to receive those notifications as soon as the video comes live onto the channel. Share this video to your friends or anyone who may benefit from this video. And of course, I like to see your support moving forward on the next one. Not too sure what the next model review will be. I'll have to pick out a model to review for you guys. It may actually be the Qantas Freight Airbus A380 in the Qantas Freight livery. Whatever comes out, it will be on the channel very soon. I'm going to start filming the model review of the C5 Galaxy very soon, the 200 scale version of it. I know it's been a while since I received the model, so it's about time that I got that out for you guys to enjoy. So that would do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoy what you saw. On the end screen soon enough will be some options for you guys. If you'd like to go ahead and click the left hand side, will be my most recent video for you guys. On the right hand side will be the 4 playlists of model reviews I've done so far here on the channel. In the middle will be where you can subscribe. But until next time, guys, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.